Hello there, and welcome into another episode of Going Back and Catching Up. I am Dan Austin, your host, and it's exactly what we do. We go back and we catch up, and today, Trace Adkins is my special guest. We'll reflect on his legendary career, and we'll have some surprises, too, including something that has to do with an iconic artist. The other surprises have to do with his acting career and what he hasn't been offered and what he may do down the road with his wife. All that plus his involvement in the Toby Keith tribute concert. So keep the tissues handy, but there's plenty of laughs too. So let's get to it and go back and catch up with Trace Adkins.
Hello, Dan.
Oh man, I better adjust my treble or bass on this end. It's like really deep. How are you, sir?
How are you? I'm well.
Awesome. Looking forward to you coming to town, Follinger Theater, August the 22nd. Should be a great Friday night.
Well, we hope so.
I have you recording on two different computers because one of my Trace Adkins memories that I have was years ago, we did an interview together, and it was such a great interview, and I got so jazzed about editing it right away. The computer crashed, and everything went bye-bye. So I've learned since then to save my Trace Adkins interviews right away before I start monkeying around with them.
Got to back it up.
You know it. So right out of the box, I perceived something this morning. I was listening to your song, What Colors Your Wild. Okay, I have to ask you, and maybe somebody's asked you this before, are you a Prince fan?
Sure. Some of it.
Okay, because the beginning of that song, I don't know if it was intentional or not, or if you listen at the beginning of that, it sounds almost identical to his song, Darling Nikki, the beginning of that song. And I'm going, wait a minute, I know this from somewhere. What? And then in the song itself, you mentioned Purple Rain. So I was just wondering, was that intentional?
That's Casey Beathard. Casey came up with that chord progression and all that stuff, and I love the melody. When he sent me the song, he said he wrote the song with Monty Criswell, who's also a dear friend of mine, and I called Casey and I was like, "You two old guys didn't write this. It sounds young and fresh, and and so I accused him of not writing it, but they probably stole it."
Well, I didn't mean like they plagiarized. I just wondered if they were trying to mimic the Prince vibes in there in the beginning, and then I hear Purple Rain. I'm going, it's got to be. This can't be just a coincidence. There's got to be something to it here.
Yeah, I love that melody they came up with on that song, and the chord progression is interesting, and it was just way out of the box for me, and I said, all right, let's do this. And I love what it says, I think everybody ought to be that way in their relationships, it's like, what color's your wild? Tell me what that is, and that's the color we'll go with, Yeah,
I love the video too. I love how it's black and white and just starts putting these colors in here and there, and very well done on all aspects. But I brought that up because I just heard the song again this morning going, there's got to be a Prince thing in here. So do you have a favorite Prince song, if you could choose one?
Purple Rain was my favorite. I just, it's one of those big concert power ballads that, he could just, show out on guitar and all that. Yeah, that's got to be my favorite.
Okay, now, as far as your songs, you've been doing this for a very, very long time. 1996 was the first single. Is there one that really hits you the most? Like you're just going about your day and then either start thinking about a song or you hear one of your songs. Is there one that just makes you think every time you hear it?
I would say probably, you're going to miss this because at the time that I did that song, my oldest daughter was about to get married, and it was it was a milestone, and it was a place in my life, and that song came along at that exact time, and it just it's always kind of held that place for me. And when I perform live, if my kids are there, I tell them, you can't be where I can see you when I do that song. Or she thinks we're just fishing. I can't do that one either if I can see you. So just make yourself scarce when I do those songs.
I can't even imagine. Just hearing the song, I just place my kids in those spots, and I hear you singing. I'm going, man, it's crazy how just that song just stands the test of time because it's always going to affect somebody. And I can definitely see how, those being your kids, how that would be really tough to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of letting the cat out of the bag here that I'm just a softie.
Yeah, big old teddy bear.
Yeah.
And speaking of songs that get you emotional, your performance at the Toby Keith tribute at Bridgestone, doing American Soldier. I mean, how did you get through that song? I know you and Toby were close, and that was just, man, I watched it again this morning. I'm going, man, I'm about ready to bawl here.
Well, I was too. It was hard. It was hard. I went to Vegas and did the second to last show that Toby ever did, and I went out on stage with him and did the Angry American, and it was just it was something that I'll cherish, and I just received a gift from Tricia yesterday, thanking me for being a part of that tribute to Toby, and that whole family. There's a special place in my heart for all those folks.
Absolutely. A lot of memories there, I'm sure. And I mean, that tribute special was just incredible. And I'm sure there was so much more going on at the actual event than we were able to see, but just incredible on everybody's part. So kudos to everybody for doing that, especially you in that song there.
It was really a really appropriate tribute to Toby. Mm-hmm. That there were as many stars at that show as you would find at any award show. I mean, everybody showed up, and I think that was just a tribute to what everybody thinks and how much respect Toby has.
Yeah, just an incredible night. So thank you and everybody for doing that. Now, I just want to switch gears a little bit from singing to your acting because, you've done a lot of that. Have you ever been approached by Taylor Sheridan about doing anything in any one of his shows? Because I think, you would be perfect, man, for Yellowstone for sure. I can just see you saying something about taking somebody to the train station, right?
No, he never has. I'm kind of mad at him about that, actually.
Yeah, nothing, huh? Not
the fact that he's never reached out, and especially Landman. I mean, I worked in the oil field for 10 years before I started doing this, and I'm pretty ticked at him about that whole deal.
Well, maybe he'll hear this interview and he'll go, "Dang it, I need to call Trace." I don't know how much power that holds, but I would think as many series as he's done, all the Yellowstones, the 3 different series, and then Landman, that there'd be something out there for Trace Adkins.
Well, I stay pretty busy anyway, so if Taylor Sheridan doesn't need me in any of his stuff, I've got plenty of stuff to do.
Trace Adkins is my special guest. He's going to be at the Foldinger Theater on August the 22nd. Now, that is also the same night as high school football season kicking off right here in the area. Now, I know you played high school football in Louisiana. What was your favorite memory from playing? Did you play under the Friday Night Lights? Did you play?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
I still look back on that, and it was just it was the best time of my life. I lettered 4 years in high school football, and then I went on to play at Louisiana Tech. Only lasted a year, and then I had a wheel blowout on me. But I loved football. Was my life until I couldn't play it anymore, and I was told by an orthopedic surgeon that it was over, and it broke my heart. But hey, I just absolutely loved it. I look back to my sophomore year of high school when we won a game that put us into the playoffs, and my dad came out on the field. All the dads came out on the field. It was unbelievable, and he just grabbed me and hugged me. He was all state in football. He was a stud, and then it felt like I, had finally kind of lived up to that legacy that he had put down. And, it's just those kind of memories. It's just, it was a great time in my life.
Yeah, you don't forget them. And, we do a tribute song for the high school football players around here every year with Kenny Chesney's Boys of Fall, where we insert some of the local players from the area in that song. So as if that song wasn't enough to tear you up, hearing some of the local kids from the area, it's just like, okay, where's the box of Kleenex? You know what I mean? You know how that goes.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And my wife and I, big supporters of the, football team here in this little town that we live in Tennessee, and it's a big deal. And we get to as many games as we can and support the team in in any way they need us to.
And your wife, you mentioned, of course, you guys met acting on the set of The Virginian, I believe. And, one thing I was doing a little digging, and I found out that your wife, Victoria Pratt, was once in Xena, and she fought Xena. Does that ever come up? I mean, is that one of those random name drop things like, oh, well, I fought Xena?
Yeah, she was in Cleopatra 2525, Mutant X, Daybreak, a lot of series and a lot of movies. And I'm sure, I mean, she's the actor in this outfit, and she throws that up in my face every now and then.
That she was in Xena?
Well, she was in a lot more stuff than I've been in.
Yeah. Is there a project? I know you guys work together on The Virginian. Is there something that you guys would like to do? That have you just kind of?
We're going to do a Christmas movie. That's on our to-do list, and we want to do a movie that our mothers could watch, because all too often the movies that I do and stuff that she does, my mama really doesn't like very much of that stuff. I'm usually a bad guy, and the movie's not, it's not appropriate for mama. So
I got you.
I need to do something mama can watch.
So is this going to be like a Hallmark Christmas movie, or?
Yeah, something like that,
We'll be looking for that. I mean, because the story's going to end well, right?
Well, yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Hopefully. Unless Trace and his wife are in it, it's going to have a whole different ending in this thing, right?
It could.
Man, I really appreciate your time, and your songs, there's so many to mention. Can't wait to hear them at the Follinger Theater on August the 22nd, and looking forward to seeing you again and hearing you again, and thank you so much for everything.
You bet, Dan. Thank you, man. It was my pleasure.
Podcasts by Federated Media.